Hello guys, Brad here again with another fragrance related video. I came up with a top 10 list today that I thought might be kind of relevant. I call this one Top 10 Ways 2020 Could Be the Beginning of the End of the Fragrance Industry. I'm sure we can all agree that 2020 has been a very crazy and unexpected year, a very weird situation we're going through right now, unprecedented in the history of mankind, probably. I got to thinking, all this stuff that's going on right now with the fragrance industry and everything in the world is really having a negative impact on the fragrance industry, in my opinion. So I came up with 10 separate things that I think are really having a bad negative impact. Number 10, of course, lack of exciting new fragrance releases. I asked myself, when's the last time I really got excited about a fragrance release? Creed Aventus, Dolce & Gabbana The One, Bleu de Chanel. How long have those fragrances been around? And it seems to me lately, nothing has really been too exciting. What are people talking about right now? The new 2020 Dior Homme release? Even that one's not getting a lot of hype right now. So yeah, that's really hurting the fragrance industry right there. Just the fact that there aren't a whole lot of exciting new releases coming out. But everything else that's hurting the fragrance industry is related mostly to other circumstances. Like number 9, social distancing. Now, we know that everybody's being told stay 6 feet apart to help keep yourself protected from the coronavirus. Well, 6 feet is a long distance when you're wearing a fragrance to try to get noticed. Have people ask what you're wearing. If people can smell you from 6 feet away, you must really be wearing something pretty strong anyway. And, a lot of people don't like to wear a fragrance that strong, especially in a work setting. So, maybe a 6 foot distance is going to make people question whether or not they should even bother wearing a fragrance. Number 8, quarantine / stay at home directives. Once again, you're being told stay at home. Don't go out. Don't go to the movies. Don't eat out. Don't hang out with your friends. Don't visit your family. People are going to be like, why should I bother wearing a fragrance if I'm playing with my dog and watching Netflix all day long, So number 8 is going to really have a bad effect on the fragrance industry. Number 7, store closures. They're closing shopping malls. They're closing stores. Some stores are going out of business. Fewer fragrance stores, fewer opportunities to try and wear a fragrance. It's going to hurt the fragrance industry. Number 6, reduced access to bottle testers. You find a store that's open and sells fragrances, maybe a Macy's or something. You go in, maybe they don't put their testers out on the counter anymore. Maybe they're afraid people are going to contaminate their testers by trying them out. So maybe you have to, ask, can I please test this one out? Can you please spray a little bit of that on the strip for me to try out? And maybe you feel kind of needy after a while asking for all these different tester assistances. And it can really hurt the fragrance industry, I think. Number 5, people won't smell you as easily when they wear a mask. I mean, think about it. You go to work or you go out, how many times have you smelled someone's fragrance? Probably not as much as you used to because your face is covered and you can hardly even breathe. How are people going to smell fragrances if their face is covered with a mask? And number 4, wearing a mask intensifies the fragrance in my nose. If I'm wearing an aftershave or a fragrance around my neck and face, I put on a mask, it seems like all those fumes are just kind of getting heated up and kind of cloying up in my face and my nose. It can be a little bit sickening after a while, and it makes me wonder why I even bother wearing a fragrance. And I'm sure a lot of you out there feel the same way. Putting on a mask can make wearing a fragrance a little bit uncomfortable. Number 3, paranoia about splits and swaps. People love to swap. People love to do splits. Now you're kind of wondering, is this person that's swapping or splitting, are they corona-free? Are they infected? Could they pass their coronavirus on to me? Maybe people won't want to do that anymore. Number 2, increased respiratory concerns. Now that people are getting infected with this virus, maybe, they can't breathe as well. They have problems with their lungs and their breathing, and then they smell fragrance on you, and it makes their symptoms worsen, and then they start complaining, hey, I can't breathe, and now this guy's choking me out with his fragrance. and you need to stop wearing that fragrance. People get frustrated, so people are always had people in their lives that complain about fragrances. Now I think it's going to get worse because of all these respiratory concerns from the coronavirus. And the number one reason why the fragrance industry is in trouble right now, at least in the near future, is murder hornets. You heard about these murder hornets, haven't you? These killer bees that are going to come into the United States and kill all the other bees and maybe even attack and kill humans. I know from experience that this is a scary situation if you love fragrances. Let me tell you a story. About 10 years ago, I go to church, put a couple squirts of Chanel L'Homme Sport on, and I'm sitting in the church sanctuary watching the service and everything. Notice a few bees swarming around the church sanctuary, and I thought to myself, no big deal. I don't bother them, they don't bother me. Sure enough, one of the bees decides to sting me in the belly, gives me this huge red saucer-sized welt from the bee sting. And I think to myself, I bet you that bee stung me because I was wearing Chanel L'Homme Sport because of that orange blossom note. So yeah, you spray yourself with a fragrance. It smells kind of fruity, kind of floral. The bee's going to mistake you for a beehive or a plant or something, and you're going to get attacked and stung. So be careful, guys. Murder hornets could destroy the fragrance industry. So those are just some thoughts. Comment down below what you think about my thoughts. Should we be concerned about the murder hornets and the fragrances, social distancing, masks, COVID, quarantine, whatever you want to call it, 6-foot distance? Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.